Hey, what's up guys? Josh here. Normally I would stream multiplayer stuff tonight, but I'm actually on call, and I figured I wouldn't want to have like a big game of like Mario Kart or Splatoon or something going and then have to end the stream because I had to jump on a work call. But I did get a lot of sort of editing and a little bit of filming done earlier, and I thought I would spend a little bit of time playing Onimusha tonight, which I have not touched in about 17 years. Now, I fired it up briefly yesterday just to sort of refamiliarize myself with the controls, and honestly just to make sure that the disc worked in my PlayStation 3, which is backward compatible. And honestly, it's so funny because for a while now I've been going on and on about how I couldn't believe that, in light of all the remakes that Capcom has done, that Onimusha was never one of the games that actually got that treatment. For whatever reason, it had just been years and years since this game came out. Originally, it made its debut, I believe, in 2001, and after 17 years, we're finally getting an HD remake of at least the first Onimusha Warlords. If the other ones follow suit, I think that sort of remains to be seen. I think what they may be doing is sort of testing the waters to see if there's still an interest for this series. And, you know, I think if that's the case, then maybe they'll continue to release more Onimusha games. So tonight I just want to have a little bit of fun and just play this for maybe an hour and a half. Probably not too late because I do have to get up and go to work tomorrow, and I still have to get packed and clean up for, you know, traveling, so I'm going on vacation next week. But yeah, I thought I would dive into it today and kind of see how it is. Crows, what's up? Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. So right now, you know, I'm playing this on a PlayStation 3, and this is not technically the original resolution. I'm doing this in sort of a zoomed-in mode, so it's a little bit bigger, feels a little bit more of the screen. And I also have the smoothing option turned on, because this looks pretty jagged if you don't. So rather than load the game that I already started, I'm just going to start a fresh game, and you can see what to expect from Onimusha Warlords, at least the original one for the PlayStation 2 from 2001. And, you know, at some point, I'm sure I'll do like a contrast and compare of this version versus the HD version when it comes out this January in America, which I think Japan's actually getting it in December, but, you know, we'll go ahead and see how this is. Now, one of the things I will say, and I actually just read this earlier, is this game uses the D-pad. There is no analog stick support for it with this version of the game, which when I first started playing it yesterday, I was like, oh man, this is awful. These tank-style controls are a relic of a time gone by. This is going to be incredibly difficult and not fun. But after I got sort of readjusted to it, it wasn't so bad. But thankfully, the new version they're going to be putting out will include support for analog sticks, as well as some other features as well, which I thought was pretty nice. I think the other things they said was, I think there was something about new music, potentially. Analog controls, obviously the graphics are going to get an update, and I think they're also including an easy mode for people who can't hack the default difficulty, which, to be fair, after playing it a little bit, at least with tank-style controls, is kind of rough. I mean, it's not an easy game, necessarily, right off the bat, so probably a nice inclusion for the modern age. Oh man, that's kind of gross. I kind of forgot about this opening scene, so... Anyways, Crows, what are you doing tonight? You said you were streaming earlier? I can't remember what game you said, I'm sorry, I'm tired. It's kind of nice to see Onimusha back in action. I mean, that's not Onimusha. Trey Williams says, I wish I could stay, but I have to go to sleep, you know, school. Dude, I totally understand. I appreciate you stopping by for a second, Trey. Very cool of you. You know, you can always catch the recap later on, and, you know, normally I would have started streaming earlier, but, you know, day job stuff and then video production stuff sort of gets in the way, so. Oh, you were just playing. Okay, never mind. I thought you said you were streaming earlier, and I felt bad that I missed it. It's Nostalgia! What's up, man? I've not seen you in a hot minute. What's going on with you? How you been, Taylor? She can't mess with Onimusha. He's too good. Oh, right on, man. Yeah, I thought it might have been Trey Plays. But I appreciate you stopping by, man. Even though we're not doing the typical multiplayer fare for a Wednesday night. You know, I just want to check this out for a little bit and see, you know, how well this game held up. Which, based on the limited amount of time that I spent with it yesterday, it was fun. If not, again, sort of arcade from a control standpoint.
My lord, we have taken Lord Suruga's head.
He's so demonstrably evil. Oh, but there you go. Good, just at work, right on, man. Well, hopefully I will make your work go a little bit better. Streaming a little bit of Onimusha. I wonder if I want to catch a copyright claim on this, or... I think it's not a strike, I catch claims. I have not gotten a strike yet on this channel. Hopefully I never do, that's something I want to avoid. I thought the enemy design was actually pretty neat in Onimusha, though. And I think, again, I think the thing I'm most excited about when they remake this is the fact that we're bringing analog controls. That's going to be so much better. You will see I'll probably not do super great on this whenever we get started here in a second. And it's weird because I was having a debate the other day with Sean and Corey at work. We were talking about this game, and I said it was sort of like a feudal version of Resident Evil in a way. Now, obviously, not purely, but they were like, no, that's not true, you're crazy, this is nothing like Resident Evil. But I think as soon as I start this, especially after playing it for a few minutes yesterday, you will see that there are definitely some parallels to be drawn with the Resident Evil franchise. Can you make a video of how to stream Elgato to iOS? That is so weird that you say that. I literally wrote that down as a video idea. I just need to find the adapter I need to demonstrate it, but yes, that video is absolutely on the way. That's so weird that you would mention that, Trey. Because you can absolutely stream iOS to an Elgato. Well, I think specifically the video I was going to do was how to capture stuff from an iOS device, but, I mean, if you can capture it, you can stream it. As far as I know, at least I don't know of any hiccups that would cause, and I know there are people out there that play. Isn't there a game like League of Legends on iOS that people frequently stream? I can't remember the name of it. I'm sure it's phenomenally popular. I just don't play in those circles. Alright, let's get it going. Let's see some gameplay. No more pre-rendered cutscenes from 2001. Yes, I want to stream Fortnite Mobile so bad. Well, I mean, you should be able to do it, but I will tell you just very succinctly that as long as you can get an HDMI signal out of your phone, you said iOS, so I'm assuming you're using an iPhone. There is basically a Lightning to HDMI adapter, I believe, at least I'm pretty sure there is, because I think that I've used it before, that, you know, that should pass the signal out of your iOS device, and then you can feed that into an Elgato and then stream it the same way you would any other console or device. The PlayStation 3 and Vita notwithstanding, which I already made a video about, because you need a splitter to strip out copy protection, but that shouldn't be an issue on iOS that I'm aware of. Crossy, yes, I forget what it's called. I used to play. Yeah, that's the thing. I remember being like super popular, and now I can't remember the name of it to save my life. But I know that there was a game that people frequently would play and stream on there, and I think there was some issue where there were tournaments for it, and people were taking like performance-enhancing drugs or something. I was like, man, competitive gaming is dark. Or at least that aspect of it for that particular title.
To come and save me before it is too late.
2 years since we were forced to take separate paths due to battle between my father Dosan and my brother Yoshitatsu. You are still the only one that I can rely upon. We received this letter. Okay, so we have to go save Yuki, I guess. I should have been paying more attention to the story, but alas, I did not. I'll check my purchases. You'll have to do that. I just know that there was an iOS game that I imagine would be fairly popular with streamers that I could use to illustrate the point.
The Western Path.
And that's the thing. There are titles that, and it's weird. One of the ones was actually announced during the Nindies, like Nintendo Direct that they just did. Was what was it, Bastion, and I think was it Transistor? I think was the other one. And I think I bought one or both of those games on iOS, and they did not particularly grab me. But I like this trend of games that would have had touch-only controls coming to the Switch, because then it's a much better experience. Can you give me a shout-out on your Elgato iOS streaming video? I don't know why I couldn't. I mean, theoretically, you're the person that asked for it, so I could be like, it was so weird, I was streaming Onimusha, and then Trey brought this up. As if he were a psychic, which I don't understand. So Stash says, I hate that I've had to go MIA, but life is really... Dude, seriously, don't worry about it. I've missed 1 or 2 videos here and there, and it drove me nuts. But the truth is, the people that know you, the people that respect your content, the people that love what you do, Taylor, they're going to stick around no matter what. You know, you didn't pop in here and I was like, oh, Taylor just abandoned everybody. Nah, dude. I know stuff happens. No hard feelings, man. Don't even worry about it. I just hope you're doing well, man. I hope things are going great. Turbo Jesse's here. We were just talking on Twitter, man. How you doing? Thanks for dropping in the stream, man. Vainglory! Yes, that was the game. That is exactly the one I was thinking about, Crows. Okay, so my first, and I think not unfair comparison with Resident Evil for this. First off, I mean, yes, you could say, oh, well, it's a Capcom game, so of course you can make a Resident Evil comparison. But fixed camera angles, which in this game do make it a little bit hairy and a little bit difficult to navigate. I mean, you can see here, like, even fighting these enemies, well, maybe not these ones, but you'll see in a little bit. Gotta deal with this guy first. They weren't so bad. But yeah, the fixed camera angles, which honestly, for a game that is so heavily focused on sort of quick combat and making sure you can dodge out of the way quickly enough, that's kind of a drag. You know, again, and that was a staple of early Resident Evil games, though, so that would be the first thing that I would use to make that comparison.
Yuki, Your Highness.
The one I played, Vainglory. Sawyer, what's up, man? How you doing tonight? Thanks for stopping by, dude. I appreciate it. Just checking out some Onimusha, because I've been waiting for this game to get a remake for years and years, and now it finally is. And not necessarily right now on stream, but yesterday I played this game for a few minutes, and it was the first time I touched it in about 17 years, and I was like, oh god, I'm so old, this is terrifying, because I played this in high school. So it's sort of a sobering thing, really, to look at a game, and these are the kind of games that make you feel super old, because I'm like, oh yeah, Onimusha, that was like 7-8 years ago, right? They're like, no, that was almost 2 decades ago, like, it hurts so bad, Sawyer. Nostalgia, I subscribe to your YouTube channel, as well you should. He has some good stuff over there, and I particularly like his design aesthetic. Well, I wasn't planning on streaming that. I mean, like, normally I do on Wednesdays, but I'm on call, you know, and the thing is, like, if I'm going to get a call from work, usually it happens earlier in the evening around the time I was streaming, around 8 or 9. And, you know, I didn't want to start up a multiplayer game and then have to end it for a bunch of people because I had to jump on a work call or something. So I figured if I had a little bit of time after I got some video production stuff done and I knew I wasn't going to get jammed up with work stuff, then I could stream a little bit. So here I am. You check out Donut Country, YourPlayerTwo. I'm not familiar. Enlighten me, Taylor. And then we're gonna go hunt down some Oni. I think that's the correct term. But first, we have to go down with a mystical power that allows us to traverse the game and execute more powerful attacks against enemies, as you'll soon see. Not really a spoiler, though. I think he has the weapon on the front of the box art. Which is weird, because I just picked this game up earlier this year at Warp Zone, I believe, as I added it to my collection once more. And, you know, I kind of thought we were never going to see this game remade, but now that we are, I'm very excited for it. I wish it was coming out in October, though, because I'm sort of a seasonal gamer, right? I like to play spoopy stuff in the middle of October, but, you know, as long as I'm getting it, I'm not going to be too picky about it.
Defeat and seal their souls to your right hand.
I will steal all of their souls. The weird thing is, you say to check out Donut Country, and I feel like... Or is it County? Donut County? I feel like I just saw something about that earlier somewhere, but I can't recall where that was exactly. Alright, so now we should be able to seal souls into the gauntlet, I believe. Basically, you're whole and you have to eat up everything? That sounds fantastic. It's like the reverse Homer Simpson. That sounds tremendous. Is this a game on the Switch?
It has smiled upon me this day. The power of this gauntlet.
I don't know if it's fortune smiling on you when you get endowed with a demon gauntlet. It seems like, you know, there'd be some caveats with that exchange, right? Alright. And that's the thing, I have to say, you got the instructions, which I already went over this. So, circle to absorb souls, triangle will let you do your magic spell attack when you have an orb equipped to your gauntlet, which I think we're going to start off with lightning here in a minute. Red enhances the power of your orbs and items, recover your magic power with blue, yellow is vitality, which is pretty important because some of these fights can get pretty brutal on account of the camera angles, and again, the controls are pretty dated by modern action game standards. Look to a magic mirror and choose enter the enhancement screen. Hold X button and your sword magic spell will get injected with souls and be enhanced. Alright, I think I got it. So right now, like, I just have to like turn very slowly left and right to move, and it's a real pain using the D-pad to make, you know, turns like this and everything. But one of the things that I did find out very quickly yesterday is R2 will give you a quick turnaround, which is helpful for getting out of a tight spot. And then also if you double tap, see. Yeah, it only goes back. If you double tap back on the D-pad, you can sort of dodge out of the way, which becomes pretty helpful for some of the bosses that we're going to be coming across. But let's go ahead and look in the mirror and get things saved up. Steam, iOS, and PS4. So do you think it's likely that it's going to get a Switch port, Taylor? Alright, so let's save first. And I think it's crazy that this version of the PS3 actually has a PS2 built into it. I'll go ahead and start on slot 2. Slot 1's the one I was playing with yesterday. Alright, and the weird thing is like you hit triangle to go back, which I'm so used to hitting circle to go back, or B. Now I think I can enhance right now, but I don't think... Yeah, I don't have any souls yet, so I can't really do any enhancements. So let's just go ahead and start wailing on some demons. That would be awesome if I did. I'm playing it on my iPad right now. Does it control pretty well with touch controls? Because I'm not totally opposed to games that have touch controls. I'm just saying more often than not, I prefer, you know, tactile response whenever I can. Mayor's here. What's up, man? It's going pretty well, dude. Again, like, and I think I already talked about this on Twitter, but, you know, I had said forever, like, I couldn't believe that this game had not gotten an HD remake, and then they just announced it this week, and I'm very, very excited for it. Particularly, and I did read earlier that they're giving it analog controls, which is great, because using the D-pad for a game like this is sort of nightmarish, combined with the difficulty of, you know, these fixed camera angles, which is not the best for planning your attack, especially with multiple opponents. But I have to kill these guys so I can absorb their souls, power up the gauntlet, and be in better shape to deal with the boss. See, I can't turn quick enough to deal with that without being a long stick. I can kind of back away and I can kick them. We're gonna have to power this thing up, though. Legit have never heard of this game. So, I don't know how old you are, Mayor, but I'm 34. This game came out about 17 years ago, so I was a junior in high school when this came out. I was super excited for it. ET says, hey Josh, what's up? Hey, what's up, man? How it goes? I'm glad to see you. I was going to sleep, but I noticed you were on. I just posted my first gameplay on YouTube for Yakuza Kiwami. That I will check out, sir, because I have picked up Kiwami and have not as of yet played it. Did you give any commentary, or is it just raw gameplay, ET? And yeah, and again, I wasn't necessarily planning to stream. I thought I might have time for it, but I wasn't positive because there was a video I wanted to get done, and Friday's video may not actually be a production and gear video. I think it's just going to be a response video to a recent video from Nefarious Wes. Or I may just release it tomorrow and see if I can force myself to get everything done in time. But I'm still trying to clean up the house and get packed up for going on vacation next week, so we'll see how that goes. Get the souls. Now, once you knock him down, you're usually... Oh, I knocked his hat off. You should be able to stab him, but I think I just inflicted enough damage to not have to finish him off. Mayor says, I'm 21, so 17 years ago I was 4, right on. Yeah, so this was a little bit ahead of your time when it first came out, but, you know, honestly, you're going to get to play a better version of it anyways whenever the HD remake comes out. But what platforms are you currently rocking, Mayor, just out of curiosity? ET says, raw gameplay. Right on, man. Well, I'll still check it out, because I haven't played it yet myself, despite the fact that I picked it up, maybe because it was on discount at GameStop, which constantly draws me in with pre-owned deals. But then also, it had a really delightful steelbook along with it, so... Although I've heard that 6 is one that I can play without having to play 0, so... Crow says, long day tomorrow, so I need to get some sleep. Have a great stream. Crows, thanks for stopping by, even if just for a few minutes. Hope you enjoyed watching movies earlier. You have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
And attacked us.
The keep may have also been attacked by them.
The voice acting's not the best, but it's not the worst I've heard. It's no Jill Sandwich bad, despite Capcom's track record. But, you know, not the best I've ever seen either. So what are you getting into tonight, Mayor? Mayor says, I've got an Xbox, PS4, and PC, so if it releases on those, I'm down to give it a crack. It is actually coming out on the Xbox, PS4, and I think also the PC. Which, honestly, if I was a big PC gamer, I would probably go for that over console release, just because Steam is so stupidly cheap compared to digital releases on the console platforms. And especially given physical releases, although as a collector I prefer physical releases. There we go, there I got that kick in. But see, like, that camera angle switching, like, I can't see what's happening behind me. This is incredibly difficult. Absorb some souls. Taylor says, be right back. Right on, man. Ah! Now see, this bugs me too. It seems you can't get back once you go down the hole, right? But in a few short minutes, we're going to see a hole that looks very similar to that one, but it says I can't go down it without, I think, a rope ladder, which you find fairly easily, but still, it feels inconsistent, at least, especially when it's within the first 10 minutes of the game. Always a good time. Good night to you, crows. Sweet dreams and take care. No! Oh, and then his buddy comes out and tries to ambush me. Ridiculous. Nope. I cannot believe I survived that. Oh, wait, did I speak too soon? Wait, did I just parry him? Because the controls don't tell much about blocking or parrying, and I don't even think I can block. I think if I hold R1, it will modify my attack into a stab, I think, like a thrust. No? I'm like, not real sure. Maybe that helps me do a heavier attack? Is this the rope ladder? No, this is the map of the temple, which we should be able to pull up here, which I always like when you can get single button access to a map instead of having to dig through a menu, but I feel like this could have been handled more elegantly even in 2001. Mayor says, yeah, I've been playing a heck of a lot more PC now, second Xbox than my PS4, gathering dust unless the boys want a Call of Duty session. I have almost 500 games on Steam. Damn deals. Yeah, I've got a Steam library of like 230. I know what you mean, but I never play them because I prefer consoles so much. ET says I'll be posting some more gameplay for Yakuza tomorrow. Gameplay that I posted tonight is just me roaming around and beating up thugs randomly. No spoilers. Right on, man. And that's always tricky, right? I mean, I know that Kiwami isn't like the newest game, but at the same time, I'm always a little hesitant to... Like, I felt like I couldn't really stream Octopath Traveler unless I was just grinding in a nondescript area, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who's thinking about playing it, but yeah, maybe people just need to make that decision for themselves. I'm not sure. Looks like this mummified monk was supposed to guard this temple. There's a green scroll. Take it? Yes. I love when games give you the option that early, because if you choose no, you're not going to be going anywhere. So the brave soul who finds and is reading the stock master to put all other thoughts aside and heed my warnings that are written here within. There is an ogre's gauntlet that draws its power from the souls of those who are killed by demons. Master its secrets and great powers will be yours, but remember, without the power of the ogres, you are no match for the demons. Your friend, Sujin. Sugin. Saujin. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. Alright, so let's go ahead and move right along, because I know the first boss fight is not too deep into this. Hold on. So let's get some distance here. Ah, no! Oh, and there's 4? Oh. See, these camera angles just do you no favors whatsoever. Can we get some souls, please? We got a few. A little bit of enhancement. Although I haven't really taken any major damage yet. I don't want to speak too soon, because I'm sure it's incoming. But for now, we're doing okay. And now I'm going to go link on these pots, because I know that there's something... I think the rope ladders in these, if I remember. Nope. Journal. Master Sujin and I followed the monster that has been kidnapping people around the town and have been led to this cave. The cave seems to be a nest for demons. Every kind of monster imaginable, and even ones I never would have believed exist, are here. They call themselves demons, they hate sunlight, and seem to have lived underground since before the human race began. My master has already made up his mind to go into this cave. I am confident that my master has the power to dispel the demons. I have a little talent for drawing, and I also have faith and courage so that I will not be afraid of any monsters. Therefore, I'm going to record everything I see. This is going to be the most bizarre book in history. See, I feel like that's a pretty fair assessment as a historian. If you're going to be, tooling around with your master who's slaying demons all the time, it probably would make for a very odd history book. Not another game collector. What's up, man? Adrian, how you doing, man? I know you said you were in some pain earlier. Hope you're feeling a little better. Sushi says, Josh, you just destroyed my base collection. How's it going, Cynthia? Thanks for stopping by. I'm sorry, but I'm sure you don't... You're telling me when you play Breath of the Wild, you don't destroy a single pot when you come across it? Or really any Zelda game? ET says, when you travel next week, may you go and come back in peace. May you have fun as well. I'm sure to roll the red carpet in anticipation of your return. Many thanks for the kind words, but that is way over the top, sir. I'm hoping it will be a peaceful journey. Hanging out with my parents at the beach for a week, as we do every year. Okay, so this messed me up the first time. So these, puzzle boxes are kind of all around here. They're basically... I think you get as many shots as you want, but you have to do this in a limited number of moves. And at first, I wasn't sure of the order they were supposed to be until I looked a little bit more towards the periphery of the puzzle, and you can see 1 needs to be in the upper left, 6 needs to be in the lower right. So... nailed it. Not bad. Relaxing after work. Right on, man. I hope you are... I know you said you were not streaming tonight. I hope that you are in a better position to do so soon, man. Because when I'm at the beach, I'm not taking really any equipment with me. I'm not on a mission to film. I may do some light vlogging there where I go find, you know, some retro game shops in the Myrtle Beach area and sort of see what I can dig up. I'll probably just do that one day. And the rest of the time, I'm just going to be playing video games and probably watching YouTube in the background. So, hopefully I can catch you guys too. I got the magic jewel. I don't remember what it does, but I'm sure glad I've got it. I need to find one of those magic mirrors so I can... Oh, there we go. Chant the name of a clan that has been subverted by the demons? I don't remember how this puzzle works. But if anybody knows the answer or wants to do some backseat gaming, I completely invite you to, although I don't think it's necessary that I open that. But it will probably be a good idea for me to save and also get the gauntlet upgraded a little bit. Fabian, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Gamer Thumb, always a pleasure. Dude, and that's the thing I read earlier. It's not going to have tank style controls. They are adding analog stick support for that version, which I could not be more excited for, because I gotta tell you, man, Hoodley's not wrong. It is kind of rough. I mean, it's charming, sure, but as I understand it, based on your response on Twitter, these controls actually feel quite natural to you using the D-pad, right, with tank style? What do I want to upgrade? You know, I'm going to upgrade the sword because I think you use that more than anything. I don't even know if I have enough to actually jump into anything yet, but we'll get it on its way. And hitting triangle to go back feels so alien. And I think... Well, maybe not. I think I have the power of thunder necessary to open this. How's it going, E.T.? I'm just really worn out after my trip. Hoping to stream tomorrow night. Right on, man. I should be able to watch a little bit. I'm going to be mainly cleaning tomorrow night and maybe knocking out 1 or 2 more vids. Like, I could theoretically not try to rush and kill myself prior to flying out Saturday and just let a week go by and say, hey, I'm on vacation, I'm taking a break from YouTube for a week. But I really don't want to if I can help it. Oh, I gotta hate these guys so much. Hold on. Nope. Nope. I couldn't dodge. Nope. Yeah, these controls are so rough for dodging fast-moving enemies. And that first boss fight's no cakewalk either. Tank controls are natural to me. Replayed the old Resident Evil games a million times. Updated controls will probably feel off to me in this game. And, well, and that's the thing. I'm not convinced that the analog controls are going to be a massive improvement, because I'm wondering if they're just still going to be tank controls just with analog sticks. I feel like that's a possibility. Because I feel like I've seen games that do that before, and I'm like, well, this doesn't feel like much of an improvement at all. Can I kick him? And then just go stab him? Yeah, there we go. Oh my god, another game collector. Open another window and watch it right now? Wait, watch what? What I miss? Oh, I finished watching the Streets of Rage 4 trailer for the 1000th. Yeah, dude, like, I watched that a couple times. I saw Abaddon's reaction to it was, I think, the first time that I saw it. And that's the thing, I've never played a Streets of Rage game that I can recall. I've played Double Dragon, I've played Final Fight, but I don't think I ever played Streets of Rage again, because I didn't have a Genesis growing up, man. South area map. This sounds like there's still danger around, but I'm not seeing new enemies spawn. Gamer Thumb commands it, yes. Yeah, wait, hold on a second. Let's see if I can go back first. Before I continue to that area, because I know... Oh, my, are you serious? Do they really respawn all the time? No. Ugh. At least I got some vitality here, so that's helpful. Stab him! Get him! That moonwalk move will save your life so much in this. A bunch of reviewers were messaging me that morning. I had no idea what's going on. I almost had a heart attack when I saw it was announced. Lola, what's going on? How are you doing? Are you at lunch right now? Or close? I would assume. Alright, I'm gonna see if I have enough to upgrade the sword to make this upcoming battle a little bit easier. I'll go ahead and save it too. This is one of those games where I don't think... I mean, this was, I believe, before checkpoints were a very common thing that just happened automatically. I think this is just, you know, if you die, you're just starting over from the last place you saved. Let's see if we can get that sword punched up a little bit. Right on. Well, I appreciate you joining for a little bit. ET says the biggest problem with some older action games comes down to the camera angle and tank controls. Having them released on modern consoles remedies those issues. Yeah, I mean, and that's the... Well, actually, wait, let me go back for a second. Fabian, do you agree at all, if I made this statement, this is sort of, not entirely, but sort of like feudal Resident Evil? Do you think that would that statement at all have merit? I was in an argument with Sean and Corey at work the other day. And between fixed camera angles and fighting these types of enemies, and then also the fact that there are healing herbs, I feel like that statement wasn't too far off base. I'd be curious to know your opinion. Oh man, do I... Whoop, I misjudged that one. Does the remaster give us the option for updated controls? Yes, it does. And I just read that earlier because I wasn't sure initially. They, oh man, this is going so bad. Hold on, I'm gonna go kill some little guys and some health back. Please give me a vitality orb. Thank you. Yeah, it is gonna have analog stick support, although I don't know if it's still gonna be... Thank you, Fabian. That makes me feel super validated. Again, another example of my real-life friends give me a hard time. My YouTube friends are much cooler in some cases. Ugh, come on. Nope. I feel like they shouldn't be allowed to spawn mid-attack. That just feels so cheap and wrong. Dual vitality? Alright, let's see if I can get this dude with a Thunder Strike. There we go. That's enough to do it. I think I have to fight more than just him, though. Yeah. You know, it's weird. I was espousing how handy it was having quick turnaround earlier, and I totally didn't use it just there. I'm actually writing a script right now for the video on this game, and you use those exact words. Wait, what? That it was feudal Resident Evil? Great minds, sir. I don't know if Sean's actually played it or not. He may have, but I don't know. Like, I felt that way even, like, the first time I played this game, which, again, terrifies me, considering it was, you know... Nope, nope, don't touch me. Again, it terrifies me. This is, like, 17 years ago, and I was playing this in high school. It is unsettling. Like, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, man, I'm getting older. Like, I feel older. But whenever I hear stuff like, oh yeah, Twin Snakes, that was like 20 years ago, like, it's disconcerting. As someone who owns the original Yakuza games, comparing the original release to the PS2 to the PS4 is like night and day in terms of gameplay, controls, and visuals. Oh yeah, totally, man. Like, that's the thing, though. What I thought was weird is, I think they are updating the visuals, at least moderately, for this game when it gets its re-release in December, well, January for America. But I was surprised, again, that Sega was pretty adamant and actually corrected a journalist who had mentioned that, like, the Shenmue 1 and 2 collection that came out is not technically an HD remake. Like, it's sort of a port, but they didn't really do a whole lot to clean it up in any, you know, significant way. It's not like playing a whole new game, for example, but I'm hoping they put a little bit more love and care into this one. They were remade from the ground up for the PS4. Oh, Yakuza? Yeah, that I did know. But I don't think Shenmue got that kind of treatment, though. I played the hell out of 1, 2, and 3. And that's the thing, I'm pretty sure I played I beat 1 and 2, and I want to say I played 3, but I don't think that I beat it. I know I didn't play the spin-offs, Fabian. Come on. Okay, that's just my fault. That was just badly played. I'm gonna rush in again. I feel like the sequence goes on a little bit long. I wish the spooky music would go away. I really don't want to fight that dude. You know what? I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to go ahead and use a... And look, this is straight from Resident Evil. Wait. Enhances my magic power? Does this make the bar larger? It does. Okay, well that's helpful. Alright, I'm gonna try to sneak up on this guy. It's cool this game's getting HDR remastered, but it really should have been an Onimusha collection with all of them. Yeah, I agree. Which, and my only theory here is, I'm wondering if they're just like, does the community even care about this game anymore? So I wonder if they're just sort of like testing the waters with this initial release. But I mean, it's gonna be kind of crappy if they release a collection after the fact after a bunch of people already bought one. Or maybe they'll go like the Sonic Mania route and give people a discount to people who already bought it or something like that. I don't know. Herbs, that menu, fixed camera angles. This is Resident Evil. Come on. Right, dude. Like I thought I was crazy that Chum was like, that's nothing like Resident Evil. I see so many parallels. I don't think I have this crystal yet. Alright, I'm just gonna leave this area. Although, if those guys just respawn, it's gonna be rough. Oh no, I don't want this dude to die. Hey, and this thing, I haven't played this in so long. Fabian, do you know what this does? Because it's not a block. Does this give me any discernible advantage? I'm not sure what he's doing here. I thought it was a more powerful attack, maybe, but it looked similar to the regular attacks. I don't know if it just powers things up or what. I guess this guy doesn't need a healing herb anymore. Tesla Champ, what's going on, man? How goes it? How goes your video production? Capcom will add the others as DLC and call it Onimusha Arcade Edition, LOL. I suppose it's a possibility. You can see a dry moat. Did the monster come from the bottom of that moat? You need equipment to descend. We have equipment to descend. Let me go into this cumbersome menu and find it. Because we have a rope ladder. Lola says... Oh, I gotta go now. Happy streaming. Thanks for stopping by, Lola. You have a good evening. Or, good day. Sorry. Enjoy your lunch. Bye, Lola. Have fun at work. I don't know. I never really used that move. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, because I was trying to remember, like, the mechanics for this game and the combat and everything. And I was like, is this a block? Or does this help me parry things? I don't even know. Okay, as long as it's not necessary and I'm not missing some pivotal piece of basic combat strategy, I'll be alright. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten to work on videos. Dude, I know how it is. Life gets in the way sometimes. Nostalgia was talking about that earlier. But you'll get it, man. I believe in you. I think this is another boss battle. Yeah, I don't remember how to decode these. I'm not going to mess with it. Although it probably has something that would make my life infinitely easier when I start this. Also, and maybe this is just holdover from Castlevania for me, but I'm firmly of the belief that if I go to a mirror or a save point, it should restore all my health automatically. Every time. I mean, unless it dramatically throws off the balance of a game, but I feel like it wouldn't do that here. Do I have enough souls to enhance the sword yet? All the way up to a new level? Almost. Oh, come on! I'm like... Oh, no, I did it. Okay. I thought it just stopped, like, just shy of level 2. Alright, that's helpful. Game this one, I was trying to write a script today and I was so distracted by YouTube videos and movies, I kept popping in, got nothing done. Yeah, that definitely happens sometimes, man. Okay, well, at least I know 2 things I don't know whenever I do find that. Why port over an older game onto a newer hardware if you're not going to do a proper HD conversion? If the games are going to be mere original ports, then don't bother porting them, just my opinion. I mean, yeah, I mean, I could see that. But, I mean, that's the thing. If you're a publisher, and if I'm like, hey, I could do minimal work and not upgrade the graphics here, add any new functionality or anything like that, and it's still going to sell because, you know, there's a built-in user base of, what, how many Switches are out there? 18 million now or something? I would be tempted to do it. Like, if I had a game and I could just make that happen, and I knew that I didn't have to put much work in to make a bunch of dough. Actually, you know what? I probably wouldn't, because I feel like at that point you're building currency instead of legacy, which is something I'm not a fan of. But I guess what I'm saying is I understand the mentality to do so, to cut corners. Gloss over them in HD, improve the frame rate equals money. Yeah, exactly.
Huh? didn't know humans could be such pests.
I don't know why this monster, this boss reminds me of like a Jim Henson creation. I don't know why. He doesn't strike me as scary at all, and I don't even know if that's what they were going for, but...
I haven't eaten in a while.
This is so corny. Can I just stab him right off the back and get a cheap hit in with the magic? Yep. You gotta think about what you did, big boy. Whoa, never run. Ugh. That's what I get for being cocky. Ah! That was completely unnecessary. Got some health in there at least? Yeah. Alright. We're gonna have to make some good use of this moonwalk to get this... Oh, man. See, this fixed camera angle is awful for this. Like, I almost feel like I have to run him to the edge of where I know that's gonna happen. I can't see. Ugh, get baby, I don't know how you can stand it. It's so cumbersome. But hey, at least I can pause the action to go get some heals, so hooray. I won't use the medicine. I think that, yeah, that recovers a large amount. I can just do small for now. That upgrade orb isn't going to help me much right now. But at least the sword is more powerful. It would have been worse, I think. No, he's going to start charging. Ugh. I got enough health to survive this for a minute. Can I sneak up behind him? Maybe. Ugh. Oh, pff, barely had any health left. That's great. I hope they keep the glorious fixed camera in the re-release. Why would you wish that upon us, Cynthia? It's so awful. Surprised none of these characters even made it into a Marvel vs. Capcom title. Yeah, Sam Onimusha would have been awesome in a Marvel vs. Capcom title. I would have been 200% on board with that. I always call Onimusha the forgotten Capcom franchise until now. Yeah, man, like, I mean, as fond as they are of their remakes, I was just surprised that this one took so long to come out, but I really hope the game sells well. I don't know if it will, but, I mean, if they can make an argument for those improvements, I think they'll probably do a better trailer that really touts the improvements they're making in that version closer to its release. At least I hope so. Because for people that remember it, they may not be interested in, you know, one that doesn't address the D-pad issue. I know I would be hesitant to pay full price for a game like that. I'm curious what they're going to price it at. I feel like this is going to come out at $29.99 is my prediction. Did you ever play Gamma Onimusha the Xbox? But I did, but I can't for the life of me tell you what the difference was. I just don't remember. I may even have it in my current collection, I think. Which it's so sad. Like, so I got my an original Xbox. My dad had one that like some neighborhood kid he knew modded for him. He barely knows how it works. And he was like, I'm not playing anymore if you just want to take it. And I got that HD link cable because I was like, oh, cool, now I can stream some original Xbox games without having to rely on emulation to do so. And the disc tray's stuck. And I tried messing with it a little bit and I couldn't get it to pop out, so I'm probably going to have to buy a new original Xbox if I want to stream those games in October. Yeah, I mean, because this is definitely not, in this day and age, this would not be a $60 game. I would be incredibly surprised if they launched it at that price. That would be insane, I think. Journal number 2. I think Genma had a new area in armor or something. Oh, right, and I'm sure it had visual updates. Yes, I also want a Dino Crisis remaster. I only barely remember playing it, but I don't know, it just seems like it would be a lot of fun. Like, what a fun premise to play around with. Horror Jurassic Park. I mean, not that Jurassic Park really wasn't sort of horrific in its own right, I guess. I'm a sympathetic coward, weak and unworthy of the priesthood. My master was seriously injured during the battle against the demons. I could not do anything. I could not save my master. He asked me to bring his wounded body to the entrance of the cave. Then he began to perform his final ceremonial rites. He made up his mind to offer his life and die there as a human sacrifice. With his remaining powers, he is trying to sacrifice himself and set up barriers at the entrance of the cave so that the demons cannot get out. Oh, that's nice. My master gave me a document and a jewel, and then ordered me to leave the cave. That was the most embarrassing moment of my life. I felt relieved to know that I could come out of the cave. I was too happy to be leaving the war to be worried about my master. I could only think of myself. Afterwards, I hid the document and the jewel, and I came back to my master's place of sacrifice. I will never have willpower like that of my master. All I can do is learn as much as testament of my findings. All I can do is learn as much as testament of my I think that's not written right. Finding journals and notes, Resident Evil, agreed. Smashing pots, super Resident Evil, right? Let's see. Uh-oh, spoopy skeletons. Josh, I had to go get something to drink and just came back. I heard you mention an issue with the original... Yeah, so it's sitting over here right now, but I was messing with it, and the disc tray's jacked up on it, so I'm probably going to have to buy a new Xbox, like an original Xbox. Because now, to be fair, the HD Link cable did work. Like, I could see the menu and everything. I heavily modded.
Sweet. Beautiful.
Wait, do I have to fight this guy right now? But, yeah, because I want to play some original Xbox games. So I've got... That's probably one of my largest retro collections is for the original Xbox, but... As it stands right now, I have no functioning disc tray with which I can play them.
Smell? Who's there?
Destroy my valuable bases. I'm sorry, Cynthia. They call to me. At least the swords aren't as weak as the Resident Evil. Not yeah, no kidding.
Who do you think you are talking to?
There might be, but it may be more of a headache than it is to just buy a new one. I could probably make an interesting video. I probably could fix it, and maybe I'll do that as a project. But it's somebody who just wants to get up and running quickly up. Because I think you can buy an original Xbox for, what, $40, $30, $40? I don't think they're super expensive. I think Darren has one at Warp Zone for sale. I could probably go grab it over there.
No!
Oh, yes, it is indeed true. Now,
This also makes me want to watch, not Destroy All Humans, Mars Attacks.
bite the belly of that maggot and feast upon his bloody flesh.
That super looks like that monster could have come straight from Resident Evil. I'm gonna mess him up so bad. Oh. I thought he was like a mini boss, but apparently he's just a regular scrub. That was not bad at all. Say, you didn't leave any healing herbs or any fancy sword stuff laying around, did you? This is a very Devil May Cry feel to it with the demons. Oh yeah, for sure. Actually, that's something else that I did start playing is I never finished Bayonetta 2, and I actually did start playing that at lunch the other day, because I would like to finish that game. And I can't remember if you were in this discussion either, Fabian, like it might have been on Twitter, but for you, Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, which one do you think wins? Just no, no clarification for that, just a very basic question. Used to call that monster penis arms. Not completely inaccurate. I can't read the letters. Great. Oh, there's the fire. It's weird. I was looking at that. I was like, is that just a regular torch, or can I do fancy fire magic now? Devil May Cry for sure. Now, is it just because you prefer the combat or story, both? Oh yeah, the voice acting's very, very cringeworthy, but Bayonetta is an awesome ripoff, but a ripoff nonetheless. Ooh, so where do you draw the line, though? Where's that line between homage and ripoff? In a fight, still Dante? Yeah, I think Dante could probably take Bayonetta. Also, what do you think of the look of old Dante in that trailer, Fabian? I thought he looked disturbingly like Norman Reedus. I can't remember if I said that on stream the other night. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw it. Whoa. Actually, I did that completely by accident. It looked cool, but not where I was planning to go with that attack. that's the thing, even though... Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that was there. I have to say, even, like, playing this as long as I have, just a little bit yesterday, and then, as you know, just for this past hour so far, this is still fun. Like, I'm still enjoying myself. What? What is this? What? Are these killable? Oh my... This is so ridiculous. I'm getting destroyed by Flubber right now. I guess that's going to give me a lot of souls, though, whenever I take down this last one. Now that is helpful. Let's see if we're due for an upgrade yet, or if there's something that's going to help me more behind this door. Could be both, but come on, Dante is the original badass. Hard to argue with. Although, I will say Devil May Cry 2 was rough. Dante in DMC5 looks bizarre with that beard. I don't know. Well, I think somebody photoshopped him and removed the beard, and it looked a lot more like him. But I don't know. I don't mind an older Dante. I actually like when characters get older. Dante is the White Blade. Turbojet, I never played this game. It looks fun. I mean, it's fun. Like, it's definitely dated, and I've already said my piece about the mechanics and tank style controls and everything, and it looks like they're going to rectify that with the remake, but, you know, I was curious if I would still enjoy it, even from a combat perspective, period, and I have to say, like, I'm having a good time. Like, it's good. It's the best action game I've ever played, not by a long shot, but, you know, at the time, this was completely rad. And it actually holds up fairly well today, so I'm pleased that they're doing the re-release. We don't speak of DMC2. Alright, I'm sorry. I'm just saying technically canon, right? Looks fun, we don't speak of DMC. That Flubber are the souls my precious face is going after you for revenge. That's a really borderline adorable form to take for that sort of vengeance. What? Turbo Jesse, thanks so much for the donation, man. I appreciate it. I can only assume it's because I dispatch demons with a quickness, and that's worthy of monetary gain. I'd have to agree. Now these Sam Fisher demons are coming after me, and I have to deal with that. I feel like they're more aggressive than they were in the beginning, though. Flubber's crossed over from Castlevania, for sure. Yeah, I could see that. Game of Time invalid point about Bayonetta. That means every hack and slash, is a ripoff of DMC. Bayonetta copies some DMC elements, but carves out its own niche. Interesting, E.T. I would like to see you defend that position as you debate Fabian, whose knowledge I know not to be inconsiderable. Thanks for the advice. Oh, dude, yeah, it's no problem at all, man. If there's ever anything I can do to help, again, I won't always get back to you lightning fast. It might take me a little bit, depending on the demands of my day job and my own productions on YouTube, but certainly, man, I will get back to you. Just might take me a little bit. Yeah, I think you're off to a really good start, especially as somebody who had not done any editing prior to May. Dude, you're doing much better than I first did on YouTube. That much I can promise you. Alright, I'm just going to see if I can rush this dude with a fire attack and just forego a prolonged sort of skirmish here. Let's see. Kinda. I don't know if I'm supposed to just hit buttons really fast here, but I'm... Okay. Don't take his soul from me. How am I supposed to hit that guy? Okay, this is ridiculous. There we go. To me, Bayonetta herself isn't that interesting of a character, and Dante has been fleshed out pretty well, especially if you include DMC in the mix. Which, honestly, is a game that I haven't finished. I started it, have not finished it. But, and that's the thing, I did find the lore, so, I mean, and early on, I did not care very much about video game stories. Not all, there were exceptions to that rule, like the original Command & Conquer, maybe, I thought that was a really cool story with, you know, Kane and Nod and, you know, GDI, and James Earl Jones, of all people, making an appearance. But, you know, I used to find a lot of video game stories kind of hard to follow, and that's kind of how I felt playing Bayonetta. That's one of those games that, like, I can play it and enjoy it for the action it provides, but as far as the narrative goes, or, you know, the story they're trying to tell and setting up that character, I will probably have to resort to looking up a Wikipedia article. Tesla Chad, I'm not a fan of the Devil May Cry franchise, but 5 looks awesome. You take that back, Tesla Chad. You were a friend. I feel like everybody's attacking your taste tonight, Faye, because it was, what, Hoodley earlier with Onimusha, and now Tesla Chad with Devil May Cry. Which, honestly, I hope Hoodley does do that video series on Onimusha, just because I like his work. He is singularly the reason why I picked up Remember Me the other day. Plus, it's only like $6, so... Bayonetta's faster and the action is way more intense and silly. Also, I personally find Bayonetta to be more interesting. Plus, she has the sexiest appeal. Are you trying to say Dante is not sexy, sir? Because I would dispute that. But I know what you mean. That's, But, I mean, I think that's a fundamental difference, too, though. I mean, I would say that Bayonetta's certainly a fan service, sort of wink and a nod kind of character. Aw, lots of love in the chat. Tesla Chad knows I disagree with Hoodley 110% of the time. Stab him! What are you doing? Don't do that spinny attack at me. Don't do it. I swear, if I get taken out by one of these scrubs after I've killed all these, like, mini-bosses and... balance arms, I'm not gonna be a happy camper. Literally every opinion. That's a bold statement. Maybe you guys agree on something that's a little bit less divisive, like maybe perhaps pizza, you know? Or you can find common ground elsewhere. Like, do these guys just spawn forever? I mean, I'm not necessarily looking to pick a fight. I mean, I want to make progress, but at the same time, free souls is free souls, right? The sword's not going to upgrade itself. As soon as I heard the Ocarina of Time is not that great, I was like, oh no, I can't. Yeah, no, Ocarina's delightful. Now, I will say, I don't know what his position was on Majora's Mask, but I was not a fan of Majora's Mask. Where is Hoodley? I have no idea. Me and Gamer Thumb are on good terms as long as he agrees that The Last of Us is the best game ever made. I don't know if he would make that. Now, I know the Judge would probably agree with you. Judge, I think, does hold The Last of Us in an incredibly high regard. I mean, I hold it in really high regard, so it's one of my top 10s, probably. And that was one of those games that, you know, sort of ripped me back to the forefront of, you know, how engaging a video game narrative could be. Especially, which, again, I won't spoil it for anybody in here who hasn't played it, just because I feel like it's that good. Even this late, like 5-6 years after its original release, I'll try to protect people from spoilers for that game, because I really do feel like it's that good. But the ending was so delightfully ambiguous with, you know, it posed a lot of questions, I think, particularly about Joel's character, which I thought was very interesting. Mega Man X exists, therefore I cannot say anything else is the best game ever. Yeah, I was about to say, I could see you respecting The Last of Us, but I would not see you choosing that as your favorite game. Everyone knows Last of Us is my favorite. Yes, I know you've spoken favorably of it as well, Chad. And I'm so glad I got that little Sadie single from Mondo for that game. Although that's gonna be one of those like holy grails for me that I feel like I'm never gonna get it back in my, or just get in my collection. Period. Oh no. Uh-oh. Is getting the vinyl, a copy of the vinyl for that. I would really like to have it, but at this point I think it's like $300. That's gonna be a hard get. I should have bought it when it was $150 at Warp Zone. You and I just became great friends after that comment. YourPlayerTwo, bringing people together. Except for Hoodley. I'll sit here in my corner playing Mega Man X, I suppose. Gamer Thumb, accurate. ET says yes. Got the keep map. Scooting right along. Let's see if we can upgrade some things again. Break stronger, so I guess I'll have to level that up at some point, but See, 10,100. See, I've got 6 full things. Probably not enough to hit the sword again, but I'll try. Because I feel like if that's the thing you're predominantly using to do damage, you want it to be as powerful as possible. Barely made it. Thing looks like nasty. Can't enhance it anymore? Okay, cool. That's fine. What is this? Is this healing? Oh, my magic's already full. That's why I was like, why isn't it doing anything? Ah! What? Oh, this. Oh, God, that's so creepy. I think this is like. Ugh. A strange man is silently staring at you. See, this is the stuff of nightmares right here. What was the final boss in this game? Wasn't it called Fortinbras or something? I honestly don't remember. It's been so long. That's... Well, I think if I come back, won't he fall again? No. That's just... I should have made that the thumbnail for this, though. Yeah, I had completely forgotten about him until that moment, but yeah, that's completely terrifying. Nope. I'm noping out of here real quick.
Stop! Let me go!
Quiet!
What is going on here?
Stop! Huh?
Who are you? And what do you want with that boy?
I should ask you the same thing. You are not working for Saito clan, are you? Wait. Can you be Samanosuke Akechi?
The one and only.
Yes, you are. I cannot believe you are here of all places. I am a servant of the Oda clan. My name is Tokichiro Kinoshita.
This man will eventually conquer the world under the name Hideyoshi Toyotomi.
What is a servant of the Oda clan doing here?
Wait, first we must talk.
I'm off. Dropped a like for you as always. Good night, everyone. Sawyer, thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate it.
Our clan? My Lord Nobunaga Oda would welcome a great samurai like yourself.
Yes, congrats on breaking
Serve
1,000,
no
Chad.
one. My life is mine and mine alone to command.
I see.
And Fabian, you're about to hit 10,000, aren't you? I think when I was there the other night, you were, what, like 8,800 or something? Or you're closing in on 9 if you haven't passed it already. I love that all these classic game companies are possibly coming back to their former glory. Does that include Atari? Because I feel like the jury's still out on that one. I hope it includes Konami at some point. I think Konami's going to have a massive comeback. I'm not saying that they deserve our love and respect in light of the way they've sort of treated their core fan base for a lot of these franchises, but nonetheless, I think they're going to make a comeback. Capcom with Mega Man 11 and Resident Evil 2, Sega with Streets of Rage, Konami letting Castlevania and Smash. Yeah, and I think that's sort of the beginning of the... Oh, hold on. I think that's sort of the beginning of what they're... of that comeback trail. I'm about to hit 9,000, like 10 subs away. Yeah, dude, you're gonna hit that in no time. Let's see. Konami's making a new Castlevania. I have no proof, but there's... Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like they have to be making a new Castlevania. Like, I mean... when I think about, like, the Game Boy Advance Castlevanias, like, well, yeah, I guess really just the DS or the Game Boy Advance ones, I would really like to see a new trilogy arise on the Switch. It's just such a good system. Netflix, then Smash, that iOS game come out. They're doing something big behind the scenes. I hope so. And I hope that it's like the Pokemon Go strategy, right? Like, I hope that they're just sort of like, you know, building out that franchise on the fringes of pop culture consciousness just to funnel it all into some massive, amazing effort and offering for their core audience that will draw more people into that title. I hope that's what they're doing right now.
Like that other samurai.
If they could do the same thing for Silent Hill someday, I don't care if it takes them another 10 years, as long as I get it back at some point.
I
God,
am
it's so great.
Yumimaru, you must tell me. What did that samurai want with you?
What should I know?
Yeah, I would have to agree. Castlevania is in Smash is definitely a big step. Well, they ought to know. I mean, like, people are still going nuts for Bloodstain, right? I mean, how quickly did that... That was one of, if not the most successful Kickstarter campaign on the platform, wasn't it? Or wait, maybe I'm thinking of something else. But I know it did really well. I always wanted them to remake all the classic games in Lords of Shadow style. I would be okay with that. Oh, come on. Turn around. I like when the mask come on. He says, I have no idea if Metal Gear will ever recover after the horrible disaster was Metal Gear Survive. I mean, that's the thing. That brand has power. It has so much. I didn't play it. I literally don't think I watched a single video about Metal Gear Survive because the word of mouth for it was so bad, and I was like, I don't know what Konami's doing, but that brand just has so much power behind it. Oh, but that's the thing, though. Like, I'm not saying you can't make a good Metal Gear without Kojima. I'm not gonna say that. What I will say is, like, any effort that doesn't include him just feels dirty. It feels wrong, traitorous. All right, can I get this one too? There we go. As a Metal Gear fan since the NES, I never once had a desire to play Survive. Yeah, I didn't either. There was just nothing about that gripped, man. So wait, how do I have a bow now, but how do I use it? So that's quick turn. Is it a D-pad maneuver? No, because that's for movement. Click. Oh, so there is a quick way to bring up the map by clicking the right analog stick. That's weird. Ah, didn't mean to do that. That was a waste. Now that looks like a block. Alright. I'll just hold off. Suzaku. Oh, here we go. The Gauntlet of the Demons. I feel like, you know what? Is it cheating? Totally, but I can't screen capture on this. Take a quick picture of that in case I need it later. When you take Kojima out of Konami, you essentially take out Konami's heart, soul, and ambition. Bold statement. Oh, I don't think you'll take out their ambition. I think they're still very much in the business of making money, but are they in the business of building, again, legacy over currency, a fan base that's so loyal, or something that basically elevates Konami's status into something that's worthy of respect? That's a matter of debate. I do remember Zone of the Enders, and I had friends who were really into it, and I never actually got to play it, but I did pick up the Zone of the Enders HD remaster for PS3 on some pickup stream, like a few months ago, I think. I haven't played it yet, but at some point I would like to. 2 is getting a 4K remaster. Oh, right on. I wonder if that series is dead. I couldn't tell you. I feel like I should be able to use a rope ladder here. Chances, I think taking Kojima out of Metal Gear loses its heart. I think Konami can do great things on non-Metal Gear. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. People used to always accuse EA of doing the same recycled stuff all the time, and I think it was like, what, 2006, 2007 when we got 2 new IPs, right? We got, what was it, Mirror's Edge and Dead Space. Which were solid efforts, right? The first Mirror's Edge was good. I mean, not necessarily exceptional. And then, you know, Dead Space, I thought was really good. And Dead Space 2 was really good. I don't think I ever played 3, but, you know, by that logic, though, I feel like Konami, I can't remember the last time they came out with a new IP, unless someone can correct me in chat. I can't think of any off the top of my head. Maybe one does exist, but I mean, when I think Konami, I think games like Castlevania, or Silent Hill, or Metal Gear, and that's basically all I've thought for probably a solid couple of decades now. Checkpoints, what's going on, man? Thanks for swinging by. Just checking out some Onimusha in fierce anticipation of the forthcoming HD re-release this January. Oh, come on, don't get... Let me see if I can block. Does this block? Okay, that... You know what? I'm just gonna burn it down. I don't have time for your silliness. I'll just stab you in the face. Okay, what did this thing say again? You have to find a way to... I'm guessing that item that fell down in the well is probably what I need here, but I have to figure out how to get down there. I think you can make a good Metal Gear without Kojima, but I don't think Konami has proven they can yet. I would agree. Plus, and that's the thing, that like they're gonna have so much working against them anyways. Because I mean, even if they made a game that's oh my god, these guys are messing me up. Even if they make a game that's objectively good, like fans are always going to hold Kojima's efforts as the gold standard for that series. I mean, it would be hard for me to objectively and in a non-biased way review that game, but that's probably why I'm not a video game journalist. I never played this game, but it looks super interesting. It's again, and I'm sticking by this specifically because Fabian backed me up on it, and that is that it is feudal Resident Evil, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Dead Space 3 isn't great, and it's not horrible. However, it's the weakest in the series due to its heavy reliance on action and shooting. DS1 and DS2 are for now. Dude, the end of DS1 messed me up. Like, I did not see that coming. Again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it was unsettling. And I missed the... Well, never mind. All I'll say is that when I finished Dead Space 1, I was not expecting what happened, and it creeped me out. It had a lot of similarities to the movie Event Horizon, which scared the crap out of me even when I was in junior high. That freaked me out. When they find that footage on the ship of what happened to the previous crew after it had gone to the the dimension that they weren't sure about, that was one of the most unsettling things I think I've seen on film. USB is behind the redesign of the character. Oh my god. Why? Why does this creepy dude keep popping up? It's better to leave this person alone right now. Yeah, no problem. That's like the Ring or something right now. He was behind the redesign of the character to resemble Simon's armor from Simon's Quest and helped turn it into Castlevania. Originally it was going to be an original franchise. DS1 is up there with some of the best horror games ever made. Oh man, hold on. Wait. What? Wait, why am I not moving? Oh, I think he's stuck on that thing there. I think it's a geometry glitch. That is, like, the Onimusha equivalent of a bank error in your favor. 100% on Dead Space 1 and 360 and PS3. I was in love with that game. Dead Space 1 and the original Silent Hill are the best horror games ever. Ooh, are you really going to put the original Silent Hill over 2? I would be curious to hear your justification for that. I'm not saying it's wrong, right? Now, Sean will be of the opinion that you can have a wrong opinion. I am of the opinion that opinions are just opinions. But I would be curious to hear your rationale for placing 1 ahead of 2. Even though I know it's just fashionable for everyone to be like 2 is the best, and I hate being a horrible cliche. But... Josh, if I can't sleep tonight and have nightmares while playing YourPlayerTwo with that hideous-looking character, just saying, yeah, just stay out of your closet maybe, because I feel like that would be prime place for a creepy dude like that to drop down. Shaq Fu Legend Reborn is the best horror game. Nothing scarier than a game that breaks your controllers in real life. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Oh, but I bet I needed the upgraded Thunder, and I don't have it right now. So it's not great. I can argue a game that is a game scarier than Silent Hill 1 that's not Shaq Fu. DS2 is better in gameplay but not horror, but still is perfect sequel. DS3 is dumb fun. Yes, Eternal Darkness is horrifying, and I love that it leaned heavily on the Psycho Mantis boss battle tropes to make that even more unsettling. That was actually one of the first games. That was one of the games I refused to part with for my GameCube, so I still have that in my collection. I should stream that on the GameCube. Oh, I mean the HDMI GameCube. Like, obviously you have to play it on the GameCube, but... Couldn't stand to. Personally bored the heck out of me and didn't creep me out at all. The story didn't have me going and didn't make me feel anything for the character. Wow. I mean, if that's how you feel, man. But personally, like, I thought... 2, the way it ended, and the story about how, you know, everything played out with his wife, to me that was infinitely more interesting and terrifying than the original. I also really liked 3, but I think the soundtrack and the fact that you get to play as Heather were the big draws for me there. Eternal Darkness isn't that bad, and it's sad that its scares has dated. Oh, you mean just that, like, it didn't age very well, you mean? You can't be scared by old TV menus coming up that would exist on modern TV. Okay, yeah, that's fair, but at the time, pretty innovative, I think. Level with the Indian dude, and you hear Kareem in the background. That game is my top 10 for sure. Right on, man. I wanted to love 2 so much, but just, hey, no, it's cool, man. Like, to each his own. Yeah, but that you're telling me that the story didn't resonate with you. I mean, like, that's kind of a deal breaker, right? If you can't get into a character or the story, especially for those games, I mean, you're gonna have a bad time. Where am I supposed to? Do I have to actually unequip this? Normal armor. Oh, at least that's where I equip the bow, I guess. Oh no, can I only equip the sword or the bow and arrow? I feel like it's a no-brainer. I don't know why I would... Okay, maybe I just had to equip it then. Will that let me open this, or is it going to say you're not powerful enough because there's 2 of them? Yep, alright, let me see if I can get some more souls. On some Silent Hill 2, it's a masterpiece, but it's not a great game. It's more like at really? Well, you're going to do an episode on Silent Hill 2 checkpoints? Great horror games need to have strong narrative, in my opinion, to achieve that status. I think that's a fair statement. But now you've got me thinking, though, are there any horror games I've played that don't have a great narrative, but the atmosphere is so heavy that... Well, okay, well, let's talk about PT then, right? The playable teaser for what would have been a magical Silent Hill, I'm sure. That didn't really have a huge story, but I would say that was one of the most terrifying things I've ever played. Oh wait, I was gonna go back and upgrade the sword. What am I doing? You guys remember the Eternal Darkness sequel that was coming? Yeah, but that was before Silicon Knights went out, right? I adore Silent Hill 1 Ambition, but best silent gameplay and to have a blast with is Homecoming, which I haven't played forever. And I don't think I finished Downpour. I think I finished Homecoming, but not Downpour. One of the main developers had a bunch of... Oh yeah, that's right. Ugh. Stranger than fiction, man. Where's that save point? I have a map. I could just make this all a lot easier on myself, but whatever. Resident Evil has fantastic atmosphere, but not a great story. Still amazing game. Touche. Resident Evil 7, my bad. Oh, hold on. Yeah, which I still haven't finished 7 yet, and that breaks my heart. That's going to be one that I'm absolutely going to finish in October. I will probably... Oh, man. Hold on. I will probably start with Resident Evil 7. If I can make it through... Come on, buddy. Give me a break. Not much vitality there. Show I loved Homecoming and beat it like 6 times. People hate on it. Well, and Homecoming is one where you played as the guy who came back from the military, right? So you actually kind of had a protagonist that, for maybe the first time in the series, actually had a plausible reason for being somewhat capable of a firearm or able to... Oh, that was a waste. But I kind of need the health, so... Let's get some distance here. Ah! With both of them grouped up like that, I keep getting destroyed. In regards to my Yakuza gameplay, I plan on doing raw gameplay, at least in the beginning. How successful can a person be when comparing raw gameplay to gameplay with commentary? My position on that is people can find raw gameplay. I used to do some raw gameplay on this channel, and I stopped because it barely got any views. And ultimately, I probably wasn't capturing it in the best possible way from a technical standpoint, so I really didn't bring anything of value over a lot of more established channels that do that kind of thing. I'm not saying that you should never do it or that it doesn't have some merit. But for me, I think the thing that would bring a lot more to the table for you would be to hear your commentary on that game. Because I think people would resonate with your personality first, ET. That dude's super dead. I can't get down there. I'm not saying a horror game has to have an amazing story to be a great horror game. It has to be your intention on what make or break horror games. The Vita Silent Hill is the absolute worst. It's garbage. I wanted to love it so much, though, because I really like the soundtrack from Daniel Licht. I thought... And that's the thing, because I would have been a pretty staunch opponent of such an idea, simply because I was like, no, nobody can beat Akira Yamaoka in terms of a score for a Silent Hill game. But, oh, come on. I'm gonna get... Nope, I'm not gonna die like this. Hold on. But I feel like he did just such a phenomenal job with the soundtrack. Unfortunately, while I respected their desire to try and take Silent Hill in an interesting new format, it just didn't work very well. I mean, it was playable. It was technically a functional game, but it was not something that was a great moment in the Silent Hill legacy, I would say. Player 2, did you upload raw gameplay, as in just gameplay without any commentary or anything? Yes, but it was just like a quick, like, hey, here's the first 15 minutes of this game or whatever. And that was more of an experiment as I was still sort of trying to find my footing and pivot this channel at the beginning of the year. But ultimately, while some people liked it, like I know this Nostalgia liked that I did that, it barely brought in any views, and I feel like it sort of diluted my channel and was sort of creating this swath of content that wasn't really serving anybody in a great way. Certainly not in a brand consistent way of what I would eventually pivot it to. And the thing is, you're just going to get swamped by channels that have, 1, 2, 300,000 subscribers that are going to put out gameplay. And because I think the way YouTube's algorithm works from some of the research I've done is that first 24 hours is pivotal. And if you're not gaining traction on your video in the first 24 hours, then it just sort of starts to fade away from an SEO perspective. Always better with your personality that makes it much more... Yeah, and I have to say, it's weird because, I kind of get caught up, like, trying to constantly think, like, how can I bring people more value in terms of, how can I bring, better tips or things that will speak more completely to gamers who run YouTube channels that are struggling with things. But I know in some cases people have said, like, the thing... I was talking to Abaddon about this the other day, and he was like... some feedback that he had for me was he was like, you don't want to put your content too far ahead of your personality. He was like, because people connect with people, which I believe. I mean, am I saying you can't have a brand affinity? Like, are there people out there who are certainly Apple fanboys? Yes, I would be one of them. But I don't really feel like an emotional connection to Apple. I think people connect with people, and I think that's one of the things that makes this platform so great. Or I guess the live streaming format, regardless of the platform, you can have the same effect on Twitch. I recorded me and my friend playing a VR game, and it's pretty funny, but I'm not an LP channel. But would anyone be interested to see it maybe have it heavily edited? Yeah, I would check it out, man, for sure. Like, anytime you want me to give feedback, like, I'm happy to do it. Because usually if I can get some slow time at work or at lunch, is usually when I try to catch up on videos, if not early in the morning, right after I wake up and... Oh no, do I have to be level... Oh, I needed the level 2 electric, and I just upgraded this one. That was stupid. Oh, Let's Play. Gosh, I don't know why I could not put that acronym together. Yeah, that's something else that I would agree with too. Is like, I don't think I've made a video like this in the past, talk about how like you don't want to alienate your core audience or anything, but at the same time, like you don't want to become stagnant either. And I would definitely encourage, like, it's like a lot of companies have especially in the tech industry, have 80-20 time, which is basically like 20% of your time you can work on new projects or things you think will make a company money or will make major improvements without restriction, as long as you can demonstrate some kind of work that you're putting towards achieving something. And I try to do that with YourPlayerTwo in summer. I try to make sure I'm devoting some time to just exploring new ideas. Sort of case in point, I did like a community response video earlier, which is not the typical content that I would do, but I thought I would just sort of try out that format and see how it was. I think I'm going to put it out again tomorrow or Friday, but yeah, I think experimentation's a good thing, because you could be missing a massive opportunity, or you could hit on some format or some particular type of content that your audience is going to go absolutely nuts for, but if you sort of pigeonhole yourself, you're like, well, this is working, I never want to step outside of my comfort zone and try something new. As long as you're not completely getting away from what your audience has come to care about, I think, on your channel, like, I don't think anyone's going to be like, what? I can't believe he did a review video when he doesn't do review videos unsubbed, or at least in most cases I would say people don't do that. How am I missing that many times? Just farm some red orbs, I guess. Ah! I need to do that. I will give it a shot. I might call the series something a little different, so I can say that as an introduction to each video like that. Yeah, or you could just say like, or you could technically, well, no, I wouldn't do that. But some people actually have entire separate channels just for the purpose of doing experimentation videos and seeing what kind of new things they can come up with. But I don't know, I think that only works in some very specific use cases. Your community will let you know if they don't like your content. LOL, you can bet on that. Chris Bennett, thank you so much for subscribing, sir. What brought you to the channel, just out of curiosity? I don't think I've seen you here before. Or if I did have, and I just don't remember, I apologize. It's hard to keep track of everything some days. I like the second channel, but it's not great feed. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think that's more... I think those experiments are not necessarily social and community-based experiments. I think if you ran a second channel, I think that would be something for doing things like the search engine optimization testing, or analytics, or thumbnail, like A/B split tests for marketing purposes to kind of see what gets clicks and what doesn't. Or if you were just doing a second channel purely for things like affiliate revenue. Can I just jump down here? No. Alright, I came in those doors. That's all messed up. Alright, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. Can I open the ship? Nope, need more souls. I have to upgrade thunder or fire. Oh! What the dick? He could clearly see I was busy with that door. I had no time to moonwalk. Wait, will this go down to the... I'm working 2 at the moment. 1 emo, 1 metal. Covers? Oak City, what's going on, man? How are you tonight? My Chemical Romance? I can't lie, I was listening to My Chemical Romance yesterday. You judge me silently, sir. Alright, I at least want to open 1 new door, and then I'll probably call it for the night, just because it's starting to get a little bit late for me. But let me see if I can get enough souls to upgrade fire or thunder. I have not seen any of your guitar covers yet, man. I'll have to check that out. I'm fine. Hope you're well. Yeah, man, it's not been a bad day. Josh, if it was anyone else, I would have been asleep. Dude, if I'm keeping you up and you got a long day tomorrow, man, please get some sleep. It will not hurt my feelings. Alright, let's do another enhancement. I gotta head off. Catch you guys later. I have a 2-year-old running around the house fueled by chocolate chip cookies at 12:30 a.m. Dude, no problem. You have a wonderful evening. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. I'll see you on the Twitters. How can you be your player 2 while playing a 1-player game? Because I'm player 2 to Samanosuke, obviously. I need to go kill, like, a lot of big enemies to get this thing. I don't want to see the creepy guy again. I'm leaving. Well, thank you, ET. I appreciate that. My girlfriend is obsessed. I could never get into them. My Slipknot is more my speed, or Parkway. I've heard of Slipknot, but not Parkway. Black Parade is my favorite album of theirs. I've only listened to a few of their singles. I would not call myself a big My Chemical Romance fan, but songs like Elena and the Black Parade and what is it? I'm Not Okay. I do like those songs. I'm a much bigger fan of like Panic at the Disco. Gamer Thumb TV rocks. I lurk way too much in his chats. Yeah, dude, Fabian's awesome. You are my only player 2. Stop it, you. But please keep going. Slipknot is so good. IO is the heaviest album ever. Peace out, buddy. Fent roll, if you haven't heard it, YouTube it. I will have to look up this chat after the fact. But right now, all I need is orbs. So I just need to go kill a lot of people. Wait, have I been in this area? This looks new. More journals. I can read that later. I feel like there was something else in this room. This room looks too big to just have a single chest. Spears without blades. These are useless. Does that not look like there are blades right there, though? If you want recommendations, you can just text me. Fair enough, man. Alright, I'm getting out of here. It's a fool's errand. There are no souls here. Oh, there we go. I don't know why I keep trying to hit triangle for like a strong attack, and it is a strong attack, but it burns all my magic up. Do you guys have the same problem I have? You gotta cut someone's face off for a video, but you don't want to get blood everywhere. That took me a second. Wait. Where did you come from? What? No! Ridiculous! 2 of them? Always trying to hold Samanosuke down. I'm going back to the second floor. Supposed to give these guys a shave. I did in a sense. Alright, come on. Come crawling out of the things. See, I know there's another enemy coming, but these camera angles are just unkind. 5:38 a.m. Should I sleep yet? Probably. But I admire your dedication, sir, and I won't turn down your watch minutes. Let's go up to this level. Good grief, a fancy Charlie Brown quote. Ugh, this is going to take forever. Alright guys, I think I'm going to call it. I have to get up and go to work tomorrow, and then I still have to get everything squared away for travel this Saturday down to South Carolina. So, I am going to get off here and go chill out a little bit before I have to crash, but thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. And I'm glad we all got to spend some time together playing Onimusha and seeing, you know, what we can expect, and hopefully what I'm hoping will be some very nice improvements, particularly within the area of control, whenever we get the remake, you know, later this year when July comes. So, or January. Jeez, can't even think. ET says, thanks, my friend. God bless. Much love. And likewise to you, ET. Always a pleasure, man. Oak, thanks for swinging by. Appreciate it. Let me see who else is... What other participants are hanging out in here. Checkpoints. You should definitely get some sleep since it's 5:30 in the morning where you are. You're crazy. Yeah, I'll be heading down to Myrtle, man. I do YouTube too, huh? ET, always a pleasure. Later's Josh, always help when I do what I can, man. You know? It's awesome having a bunch of good people in here. It always is. So, especially one that can, you know, so flawlessly rip off Face Off, no pun intended. So, alright, you guys have a good night. I'll see you later. Bye.